Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to connect two worlds that, on the surface, seem totally separate: cutting-edge artificial intelligence and the deep, often misunderstood source code of your own mind.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We'll start with a really modern problem in AI, something you've probably even noticed. How in the world do you create long videos where the main character doesn't completely change their face, their hair, and their clothes in every single scene?
I mean, for anyone trying to tell a story with these new tools, it is an absolute nightmare. The character looks perfect in one clip, and then boom, 6 seconds later, they look like a totally different person. It's so frustrating, right? It makes telling a real story, well, pretty much impossible.
But you know what? There is a solution, and it's not some kind of magic. It's a system. It's all about defining a kind of, let's call it a source code for the character, something that tells the AI exactly what to do every single time.
So here's the trick. The most crucial part is creating one perfect reference image. From that point on, for every new scene you make, you just tell the AI, hey, use this image as your guide. And this simple piece of code ensures you get a perfectly consistent character from beginning to end.
So there you have it, a logical system for an AI, a character code. It's clear, it's methodical, and you know what? It works. Now, here is where things get really interesting. If an AI needs a source code to be consistent, what's our code? What's the source code that makes you, you?
What are those hidden systems that run our personalities? You know, the deep, underlying programming that makes us who we are, day in and day out?
I want you to think of your mind as a unique operating system. It's not just a random collection of thoughts. It's the fundamental framework, the whole system that processes the world in a way that is distinctly and uniquely yours.
But here's the catch. In a world that, let's be honest, often rewards loudness, quick decisions, and just fitting in, some of the most powerful features of this mental operating system can start to feel like glitches. They feel like bugs that need to be fixed.
So, let's re-examine these supposed bugs. Are they really flaws? Or, and this is the big question, could they actually be powerful, intentional features of a highly advanced and deeply working mind? Okay, let's look at a classic example, what society loves to call chronic overthinking. But what if it's not a bug at all? What if it's actually your brain running advanced simulations? It's not just spinning your wheels, it's exploring outcomes, stress testing ideas, and learning from mistakes before they even happen.
Or how about this one, having too many interests? That's not a lack of focus. Psychology suggests it's actually the development of an M-shaped mind. See, you're not supposed to just dig one hole a mile deep. You're building multiple pillars of expertise to become more adaptable in a world that is constantly changing.
And you know that intense frustration you feel when things just don't make sense? When a system is broken or when someone's words don't match their actions? That's not you being negative. That is a highly tuned capacity for pattern recognition, hardwired to spot when things just don't align.
So when you stop seeing these traits as bugs, and you start understanding them as the intentional features they are, you can finally begin to harness their true power.
And we're not talking about small things. These features create incredible strengths, the ability to form deeper connections, to drive real innovation, and to adapt to futures that would break more rigid, specialized thinkers.
You know, that old saying was right, but most people conveniently forget the second half. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but often better than a master of one. In what's called a wicked environment where the rules of the game are always changing, being adaptable is way more valuable than being a master of a single fragile skill.
This incredible adaptability is powered by a psychological concept called far transfer. It's the ability to connect dots that no one else even sees, to take an idea from music and apply it to business, or a concept from biology and use it to solve a design problem. This is the very engine of creativity.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, it's pretty simple. Just as we can understand and master AI tools to create a consistent story, we can understand our own internal code to live a more authentic and powerful one.
And here is the most important point. Your mind is not broken. It's not flawed. Its operating system is simply designed for depth, for nuance, for complexity, in a world that often prefers to just splash around in the shallow end of the pool.
That need you feel for solitude, that isn't you being antisocial. It's essential. It's your brain's dedicated time for processing information, connecting all those ideas, and recharging its powerful systems.
And that nagging self-doubt you sometimes feel, that's not a sign of weakness. Not at all. It's often a sign of intellectual humility, a profound awareness of how much you don't know, which, by the way, is a hallmark of true, deep intelligence.
So the goal, then, isn't to rewrite your source code or to fix these so-called bugs. The real goal is to understand your operating system, to embrace its unique power, and to start building a life that is in harmony with its incredible features.
Understanding your mind's operating system. That's the first step. The real question, the one only you can answer, is now what story will you write with it?